not necessarily sure if it goes, but hey.
And they had a shout out to Wick 3 and Sonic 2, I think. They're like, oh, guns a-blazing or something. I don't know. They had some kind of reference to it.
There's references everywhere. And speaking of references, I think that we are all set. How's it going, Warlords? Brit is back. We need to finish a discussion on the One Piece Egghead arc, and if it is indeed all that good. As always, I'm joined by Samurai Drew. What it do, my dude?
No, mid. Terrible arc. Hate Egghead. No.
Sounds
no, it's good. It's beautiful.
And alongside him, we've got our boy Bullet. Bullet, welcome back, brother.
Good to be back.
Let's see here. I am looking at our connection. Looks like we
I know.
doing good on
I didn't
frames.
put it on mute, and so I started getting echo back, and then I felt like a bat with a magnet. You know.
A bat with a magnet. That's a new one. Like, we're gonna have to start writing some of these Samurai Drew quips down. Let's go ahead.
What's wrong with you though? What is it going a little slow?
No, I think we're all good. So I'm
Good.
gonna go ahead and start moving through. Ginny, or do we want to start with a lighter chapter, because we
ended on
1096, and now we're in 1097. So Ginny, we all know this is a heavy chapter. Like, this was one of the darker times in One Piece from a week-to-week component.
It seemed pretty light to me, you know.
Okay. Well, we'll start with it then. In 1097, got our girl, and we got Kuma and them just cooking some food, just out by the river, out by the creek, getting some salmon. And we've got the reveal of adult Ginny. We've got Kuma the pastor, which for a lot of people who didn't realize when Kuma first arrived with the Bible, you know, and threw a bark, he's a preacher. He's a perfect timing, Sagreen. Let me check this. Let me check real quick to make sure everything looks good.
Oh yeah.
Fit you.
Can I make a tiny suggestion? Is there any way we could see more of your browsing window while you're there? Is that not possible?
Let me jump into OBS.
Oh, wait, we're live.
Yes, we are live. Oh, I like your background. Is Law like your favorite character?
One of them. I don't really have a favorite in anything, but I do have like a set of like my Mount Rushmore of like favorites in a lot of categories.
Well, we just need him to bow down to Luffy, and then he'll be back. He'll be back okay. No, I mean, I think. What do you think is going to be next for Law while Wayne's getting that ready? Yeah.
The next for Law?
Yeah.
He's gonna end up as Sanji's girlfriend.
Let's see.
The end.
How do we look? If anyone in the chat can let me know how the stream looks with the new update. I'm going to try and go back and forth so we don't get in too much trouble. Right. As far as things go. So
yeah, you try to like half scroll or something. Yeah, maybe that would be good.
Yeah, so I'll just be in like the Naruto thing. Or the...
Perfect. I just like that's great. Thank you for listening to my awesome suggestion there. Appreciate it.
So in that, and again, I'll even start zooming. Not on certain parts, sorry, but zooming in. This is where again we're starting to have the backstory of, oh, Ginny's the grouch. She's so mean, and she is protecting her boo. And this is when Drew and I are like, all right, when do we get to see Bonnie? We haven't seen Bonnie yet. Why haven't we seen Bonnie yet?
Right. She's looking... Is she young?
This is when we were just like, wait. And then we were also like, when do they get married? When are they going to be together? And
yeah. Oh, jeez.
as we go through it, we have the buildup of Kuma becoming the quote-unquote tyrant in the area, with her taking care of him. That's why I said quotes, because she's taking care of him because he's taking on everyone's pain. We learn that he doesn't want her to go through what his mom went through, which is very noble. But at 17, you better put a ring on that thing, boy. Just saying.
He had his nose too deep in the Bible. Didn't have it up in the flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a deep breath. Smell the air.
Smell something, man. Smell something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
so in that you have him rebelling against the government, being captured, and then being rescued by Ivankov and a young dragon, with Ginny joining too. I think that's Bello Betty, and then I'm not really sure who the other riffraff are.
Right. Oh, we have the lady that can rally everybody there with the hat.
Yeah, that's Bello Betty.
Oh, sorry. sorry.
Okay. Believe me, I know where she is.
Oh yeah, and then Sanji's on the left.
Yep. So I don't know about that one, but as we end, Ginny's been captured, and at this point, Dragon has his facial tattoos. So this is where it's really picking up as far as Kuma's backflash, and where we kind of are learning who he is and how he became who he is, and how Bonnie came to be, because that's now where we get into. We had Ginny. I guess we'll have to give me a second for the chapter to pop up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the unfinished chapter. So
right.
Egghead also includes the unfinished chapter by Oda Senpai, where he literally tells us written in this, I didn't have time to finish the art. Sorry. This is where we as a One Piece community are like, is he okay? Like, truly, is he okay? Because this has never happened before. That was a crazy day.
No, and it almost was like poetic and sincere, and it was like it's so funny that he hasn't redone the chapter yet. Like, it's still up like this. Like, he wants this to be like this for and then move on. He wants to just move on from this chapter. I love that.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. Ginny has been captured and made into a wife, and Kuma goes on a rampage. And it's one of those things where I'm very interested to see how everything comes out in the Tonka box when it's all fleshed out. But you can even see here that they haven't necessarily really updated the art. Because, again, I guess the Tonka box haven't come out yet, but we're still seeing that a lot of the unfinished work is still here, which is honestly just makes this even more haunting. Does that make sense?
I'm saying,
like, it just feels so much. Yeah.
Doug, do you remember that? Because I don't think you were there when we were.
He wasn't around when we were doing these week to weeks.
Yeah. Do you remember the unfinished chapter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember people complaining about, like, the artwork not being up to par.
Well, again, it's not up to par because it's not finished, and that's
yeah.
Kind of like, guys, why are we?
And I was like, I remember telling people, like, dude, you guys been writing this week to week since 1997.
Just a heads up. What up, Shaggy? Thanks for stopping by. Right now we are just going through and finishing up Egghead, and then really having an honest conversation about what are the top chapters in One Piece if we have time. So,
okay.
Right now we are really just
the
going
top
through
chapters.
I'm sorry, the top arcs. Top arcs.
Okay.
He's got that young person here. He's young and he's like, those neurons are fired. But yes, it is the best arcs. So
I think so. Yeah.
and also this is when because last year we did who won 2023 or whatever. And Kuma outright just won it. He just won the year. He was the person of the year. Buggy was a high contender, not only in the anime and the manga, but he also had the live action, which was really crazy because that was a year ago. So Buggy was like number 2. But like, yeah, this is how Kuma became literally the man of the year last year. As he's raising Bonnie, she has her little cage to sleep in, but he's also like bopping back and forth to train little Sabo. And then the realization that she has the scales. Oh, I forgot how much of a scamp she was. Let's just leave that one there for a little bit. Bonnie was rambunctious. Let's just say that. As a youngster. Any thoughts on her growing up with this?
I just keep on thinking about like Kuma for the rest. I just keep on thinking about Kuma for the rest of it, and that like, how does he even get hurt at all? Like, how does he even get a scratch on him? Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm like looking through some of these, and it's like he has like a bruise. Like, how is he getting a bruise? Is it boom 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 boom? He's just deflecting everything.
Depends. Like, again, that could all be his development of the fruit now, but this is years ago. Like, if Bonnie's 12, like, this is over the course of 12 years, he's gonna get better with his fruit.
I want to see what hurts Kuma and Egghead when we go on here, because
Bonnie
he should be OP. He shouldn't be getting hurt. So I'm looking now.
Bonnie crying. That's what hurts him.
Oh, rip.
Oh, I remember this, and just being so. It's weird. My disease, I can't help it. What? Your jewels?
Oh.
They're just jealous because it makes you look so beautiful. Kuma's so cool. And we also figured out that's just his hair. It's not his ears, because he actually has ears down here. Overall, these chapters were very, very significant, especially because Bonnie gets put on the timeline of how long it is before she's going to die. And then again, at that same time, almost simultaneously, the king starts having like his BS. So it's interesting also because in this, the guy it is. The guy is linking the burning of Grey Terminal in the Goa Kingdom and is using that tactic here. So this is a direct link to what happened in Grey Terminal and Luffy-kun getting almost burned alive.
Oh, what? I didn't catch that.
Far to the east, another kingdom used this strategy successfully.
Oh,
the Celestial Dragons praise their beautiful city for being cleansed of all filth. That is a direct correlation to the burning of Grey Terminal. So it's really cool how it all really links together and how Oda's been able to craft it all together. So Kuma, and this is when he earned earned Tyrant and the Solo Revolution, which is pretty cool. She just transformed. Who's the girl running around the church? She looks just as pretty as Ginny. They're just like, wait, what? So she just transforms. This is all just one of those crazy things where Saturn confirms that she has some type of powers, but not necessarily the type of fruit it is. So there's still that speculation as well. And we also get the setup joke, which would be the escape of Bonnie being confused with, what's her name? It's the Queen Dowager. Yeah, Queen.
Indulge Connie?
Connie, thank you, Connie. So this is also the little flag on how she's gonna get out later on, by thinking that they're the same. So, any thoughts on the backflash as we get into Kuma? Let's see here. Kuma's on the run. We get another young Julie Bonnie. I don't remember who he is. And then we've got Morley. And then we got Morley. As well as, this is one of the more important parts, we get to start seeing that Kuma sent the Straw Hats to all the places he visited trying to cure Bonnie. So simultaneously, we're getting this walk through where Kuma is going to be sending our characters by proxy. So where Chopper was, you have Tequila Wolf, which then becomes now a bigger understanding of where these bridges are going. You have Witheria, you have where Usopp was, so you have all where Frankie's sent, so all these cool places. You even have Cheat and Jet, who are now part of the Grand Fleet, who try and take on Kuma. So, thoughts on the backflash? Anything else? As they meet Kuma, as they meet Vegapunk, and the beautiful story continues.
Every glimpse at Saturn that we get is one less that we get in the future, because we know what happens later.
No, Foxy arc was peak. Okay, Uros, you're a Chad for that one. Uros, you're a Chad for that one. I appreciate you on that one. That is funny. Shout out to Uros, who just dropped a little like there, the comment there. Be sure to like the stream for anyone who's watching back. This is interesting because now we're seeing Kuma and Bonnie really starting to come into contact with Vegapunk, and by proxy Sentomaru, and by proxy this that would be Kizaru. So, any thoughts as we continue into the 1100?
Keep going. 1100. Now are we on exactly 11 or 1100?
1100. Yep. And this
okay.
Is
oh, but CP0 lady comes back. Sniper. Oh man, what is the Bubbles? Alpha? Wait, what's her name? Khalifa.
No, it's not Khalifa, it's Alpha.
Khalifa.
Khalifa is the sister.
Khalifa.
Alpha is the other one. But we're seeing like he's going through his transformations simultaneously due to next to her augmentations. And you wonder why Sentomaru saved her from the laser beams. Like, they have this moment as just people. Like, she's running around down there, and Sentomaru's like, I can't let you go through this. We had these moments together. We wondered why Vegapunk comes crashing out. I'm gonna save that child. We now know. Like, they were working together, but this is Kizaru, guys. Kizaru is just like doom doop da da, doom doop da da. I feel bad for Kizaru in hindsight in looking at this. I do. The laid back guy who never cared and was like, okay. Like, I feel bad for everyone in this panel. I feel heartbroken for everyone here. Any thoughts, or we want to continue on?
Keep going. That's another dark ship. Whenever I see a black ship, I get excited.
Oh yes, because we also have to take into account the ship with black sails, or what it was.
Black ship with the man marked by flames, who can make whirlpools.
But in this time, Kuma becomes a warlord officially. We have Crocodile. We have all the other warlords getting updated on this. So we have Dofi, Croco-kun. We have Alvida and Kobe for some reason. But we have Mihawk. We have Ace with Jinbei. I'm not sure if this is 2 years ago, this might be when Ace joined Whitebeard. Because Ace was running around for a year. Well, depending on the timeline, Ace could have just joined. Because there's Blackbeard, and Jinbei is the one who introduced Ace and Whitebeard. And then that's when Whitebeard co-opted Ace onto the crew. So, could be around the time.
Here, yeah. You're right. It could be a similar time, because this could be close to or after Ace has defeated the Warlord.
It would have to be, because hey Jinbei, I hear they got a replacement all lined up. A replacement for the Warlord that he defeated. And also on top of that, you have Luffy running through with the little tiger. So I think we're at. I love that we never saw Kuma's ships on Kuma's ship until now, and it's the face that Bonnie made. I'm moving on to 1101.
Drew, are you sure about sharing the manga on the stream? Because Shueisha is pretty ruthless with copyright.
Well, why didn't you? Well,
huh?
yeah, but I was like, anyway, I think he's going halfway. If you think he should put it down, do it. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I think it's okay if we're not doing the whole thing. We'll see, right? There, I guess we'll. What's the worst that? Yeah, there you go. Experimentation.
So,
all right.
Only the best test the bounds of what is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that don't last very long, at least in the real world.
Ever heard of this one? Yahoo!
It's normally followed by woo 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 woo.
Yeehaw! That's how it usually goes.
This is one of the more important parts of the Backflash, in my opinion, because now we know why Dragon never has done anything for Luffy.
Why?
Children are a vulnerability to every parent. Keep going if you want to see me killed. In that, not being able to show the weakness in, like, Kuma is the example. Like, he's going to die for his child. Like, that is literally, if anything, if they had caught Luffy, what do you think is going to happen to the world's most dangerous criminal? Like that is a very salient part of...
He doesn't care. He's going to let Luffy die.
I doubt that.
He's like, I'm not going to do nothing.
I doubt that, because we even get in this, he heads to Logtown because of Smoker, and because Luffy was on his way there. That's confirmed, actually. Actually. But then he's like, okay, well now he's strong enough where he can defend himself. He stops, he let Smoker let him get away, and then you let him take
Smoker was like a hockey checkpoint for Blue, for East Blue, and like and Luffy like did the glitch out of it, he like went co-player when you're not supposed to, and skipped around the hockey checkpoint that Smoker was, because like you can imagine if you had hockey, you could probably escape Smoker's smoke.
Yes, but yeah, to your point,
it's
like a hockey checkpoint kind of thing. And that's why his dad was there to get him a little push along, a little shonen push.
He's like, he can do the rest of these levels without hockey. He's got it. He's got his devil fruit.
The reveal of Stussy being really the mo, and how she compares herself as a doll without free will. How does she put it? I wonder which is worse off, a clone with her own will or a real human with none. Woo! Stussy out here dropping some bars. I wonder which.
That is a paradox to ponder on.
Yeah, a clone with her own will or a real human with none. So, and that's also where we're really like, okay, she's a clone, and now she's articulating like, okay, I'm a clone, and I'll never age, kind of thing. Oh, Stussy. gives a little cute tee-hee. Happy birthday, Bonnie. We go into the dad a liar. He's not writing her the letters, but again, he can't be in contact with her because that's the vulnerability. And then the great escape. Oh, this was so heartwarming because she pretended to be the old lady, and then they took off in a ship that was literally made for a child. And we get the iteration of her starting to become, what was it? The distorted futures and the possibilities. Again, I still don't think this is the age fruit. I don't. I think it's a different type of. I think it's like a future fruit. So a different way of looking at it, but I don't know, guys. I don't.
Yeah, she could have done the big arm feature, but
timeline.
Yeah.
Or time fruit maybe, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't think it's the age fruit. If anyone in the chat thinks it's like the age fruit or it's not, just let us know, or let us know the things it could be. Oh, Kuma. Oh, I cried. Kuma's life. Yep, 1102. I'm pretty sure there is a short where Drew's just like, is he crying? I'm just like,
I know.
Kuma. That was wild. So we have the the Jewelry Bonnie Pirates launching, and then we have simultaneously Luffy. Is this? Yeah, Luffy defeats Arlong. So as Bonnie takes off in search of Kuma, you have Luffy just beating everyone. You then have the Thriller Bark incident, but also Rogue Town. Why go there? Well, who oversees that area? Captain Smoker. Yeah. Dragon went to go help him and send him off. And then you have Jinbei, you know, whose little brother is. He defeated Arlong, this boy. So we get, again, I get that the Foxy arc in Long Green Longland is peak fiction to our boy in the chat, but...
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, you missed the comment in the chat. Like, that was... They were
Foxy?
But in that...
You know, honestly, I did not love that. I'm just gonna be straight up honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's a meme, like, yeah. It's a meme. Yeah, weren't you gonna say the same thing, Doug?
Oh, I hate the arc.
Yeah, we all hate the arc.
Bro, it's like, it's like a big break, the put on the brakes. Go ahead.
So, no, we're just now at the climax of one of the peak moments of Saturday Archipelago, where you have Bonnie's introduction as one of the, not Warlords, the,
Supernova.
Thank you. Oh, man. She, as her,
Big fan. No, I'm just kidding.
So she's now a supernova. You also have him being like, he punched them over a fishman, and that's where Kuma's really like, that dude is that dude. And that's a really cool moment, especially because then he traumatizes us all by sending him off to the places where he has already been. So there's a lot of emotions and mixed feelings in this, because it especially ends with us knowing that Kuma really was doing this for the Straw Hats, while doing it also for his daughter, while also like going to his death. His final moments was really seeing Luffy truly emphasize the god that he revered, and was just like, I'm good. Like, Bonnie is good. I see this in the world. I'm fine. And I remember just like the run where you have him being held up, and him running as a child slave, him running as a preacher, and there we go again. Woo! Him running as a revolutionary, him running as a warlord, and finally ending as him dying as a father. And it's one of those like beautiful moments of One Piece. I'll never forget it. As he ends and dying and saying, "Thank you, Bonnie."
I remember watching that particular say about this scene because I was binge watching the anime that time. The only thing that convinced me at that time that One Piece wasn't ending at that moment was because I knew there were more episodes. Like that I've already seen is there are more episodes like that I need to watch. That was the only thing that convinced me that this is not the end of One Piece.
Well, when you binge it up until that part and there are no episodes left, you don't think that One Piece continues, and then you like go into a deep depression. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was a really bad
So
summer.
I feel really bad for especially the manga readers that were reading week to week then.
Right? Especially because it went on break, I want to say, for a month.
Oh. Now
That
let's
was the
extra
worst.
scary. Oh yeah.
Bullet's over here quiet because he's going through PTSD. Those days, those nights, those days, those nights.
Man, you guys are talking about, being sad about Bonnie and the scales and, all the evil stuff going on. We had to endure an entire month without One Piece.
Yeah, look at this. December 24th, January 5th, January 21st. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, 10th to the 24th, the 5th to the 20th. That's like so many gaps, too, after that. Then.
It was wild times. It was wild times. But we all grew. We all stuck to it together, and we all came out stronger on the other side. As a community.
Oh yeah.
And as a people. I'm proud of us. Anyway. As we continue on, I'm sorry, Daddy. It's wrapping up the flashback, so we're getting in these like little hazy grays. Coming back to as Bonnie is being held up by Saturn, and he's like, "Why won't you humans ever listen?" Blah. There's a giant robot on this island that I didn't listen to my boss and kept, but why don't you guys listen? In that, transitioning through him, what is it? How does he describe her? Where is it? Let me see here. I can't use my age-changing powers on this old guy. How come? I gave you that power, Bonnie. Yeah. It was an experiment to see if an infant was capable of eating solid fruit. Incapable of eating solid fruit could be given powers with an extract. It was successful, but the fruit itself was worthless. Its power might allow you to transform into any future, but the more you know of reality, the narrower your future possibilities become. I think it's a future fruit. I don't think it's an age. I don't think it's a time. I think it's a future. Yeah. And that could be the question community question that we have. But any thoughts on that, lads?
Future. Distorted future. Don't forget. I like this because she says distorted future, but I got still a little too on the nose, so I kind of like just the future.
I don't think it's a future fruit because saying it's a future fruit limits it from some stuff that she has done that we have seen. Turning people into kids. She turned Vegapunk into a kid. She was able to turn people into babies. So it's not just going to the future, it's both ways on the timeline.
That's fair. Well, I really hope that we actually figure it. Well, now that Saturn's dead, we probably won't. Spoiler alert.
You know what? Honestly, it doesn't even who the...
Unless if we get a flashback, a Saturn flashback.
Well, it's probably going to be released in an OBS, to be honest.
Yeah.
What type of fruit she has, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's more likely what's going to happen. We have Kuma coming in and smacking the living crap out of St. J. Garcia Saturn when he rescues his baby, which was an epic moment. And then the punch.
Oh wait, how does he get hurt? Let me see this. This is BS.
How does he get hurt? What?
Kuma should never get hurt. Because he can just swat everything. Let me see.
I'm not really sure. He's hurt. This is all the damage he's taken, like, trying to get there. But also, this
is
is
it just smashing into the red line? That's what hurt him, is smashing into the red line.
Probably. But also, I just want to point out that this is where the realization, Drew was correct. Drew was correct in Jay Garcia Saturn thought that he had a bomb inside him. And it was a self-destruct switch, but it was just a kill switch to just negate him and I guess make him a vegetable. That apparently kicked in something with the Buccaneer blood, which of course Oda cut off in a bubble. But we now are seeing the ramifications of St. J. Garcia Saturn being like, let the revolutionaries take Kuma. Bop, 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 bop. Die! And thinking that they're going to be exploding, and that's when he's just like, what is he doing here?
Can we break down what you just said?
So
about Kuma? Because, wait a minute. Kuma had a bomb placed into him by Vegapunk because they asked him to do that. But Vegapunk winked and disconnected that switch. So then when the dude pressed the button, it didn't go off. He's like,
yep.
Why isn't it going off? Because but what are you talking about with the Buccaneer blood?
Oh, so what you just said is right here where we're at, right? So if you want to take a look at the screen, I attached a total shutdown switch to you, and that now that it's been thrown, you should be in a vegetative state without the ability to act on your own free will. Get ready for it. It's not the so it's true then. It's not the physical strength of the Buccaneers that make them remarkable. For at one point in time, they ...
Okay. What do you think that is then? No, guess.
I really don't know. Like, are they moving after death? There's just something to be said that they're still able to protect their young, I guess, after they die. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what this could imply. There is no reason he should have sprung into motion, and no logical scientific basis for his arrival at this island where Bonnie is.
Yeah, they're talking about before when... I know, but all I'm saying is I don't think that has to do with the Switch. I think that has to do with before, like when they were... I think that had to do with, like, whatever, a year ago or 6 months ago when he started turning then, not now. Is that what you're saying too?
No, I'm saying that when the button was pressed and Kuma went into a vegetative state when he should have exploded, that vegetative state allowed for the Buccaneer blood to act in defense of Bonnie no matter what.
But when was the button pressed then, according to you?
The dude, St. J. Garcia Saturn said, what is that? It's probably the same.
Because what about when he's protecting the Sunny?
No, he says it right here.
And what about when
Vegapunk,
Kuma says, "Oh, okay, all right, there you go. Go ahead."
Because he says, where is it?
The switch was for the self-destruct button, but what I'm saying is, what about the switch for between when Kuma said, "This is probably the last time you're going to see me," and then he flicked Zoro, and then the next time he was in a vegetative state with a limited free will, and he used that to protect the Sunny.
He was just a robot at that point. He wasn't in a vegetative state. He was dead.
Okay, so let's go back. When was the button pressed?
To kill him?
Right, there's two buttons being pressed. There's two separate buttons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he was killed by Vegapunk after he was just like, I'll never see you again, pop away, went, died, and then went to the War of the Best where he was dead at that point, and he was now a robot.
Is that when it happened? Is between when he flew everybody and Marineford? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because he was like, oh, I don't recognize you.
Well, Doflamingo said he was dead in the War of the Best.
Right.
So I would imagine that they definitely want to kill him before the war kicks off. So yeah, he was definitely dead in that state. But he also, remember, he had one request for Vegapunk, and that is Vegapunk would have it set up that he would guard the Sunny until someone showed up, and that's why his body moved in that way to do that, to guard the Sunny.
Yeah, I just had another thought, but now I forgot it.
We've known each other for a while. I've gotten used to that.
Maybe he'll come back later. But anyway, yeah. So he's always the Buccaneer blood thing. It's like you're saying, like inside the Buccaneer blood is like an autopilot feature.
Potentially, or just innate save my baby mode.
Okay, you know how everyone thinks Whitebeard is a Buccaneer because of how big he is?
Mm-hmm. Or a giant.
Let's just go with Buccaneer for now. You know how after he was shot up and he was like still standing, like he was dead but he was still standing? Do you think that's this autopilot feature?
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Let's not forget he was turned into a donut. And he was
right.
He also didn't.
And he was still fighting after that.
He didn't have half his face.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this was a wild chapter because we have the revelation that Bonnie can control the M3s. So that kind of was just like, wait a second, what? And then at the very end, it's a giant good time. For my wolf actions, it's obvious that, let's see here. Okay. So, Vegapunk gets stabbed the first time. So you have St. J. Garcia Saturn hitting him up the first time. Then you have Luffy coming to the rescue and starting to.
Oh yeah, are we frozen?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, if we can get a look on the screen, stream.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. So it's a good middle chapter, and we have Bonnie officially seeing Nika, the sun god, and Luffy being free, as well as we have the giants arriving, which I didn't see this one coming. When we were chapter to chapter, we were just like, what's going to happen? Like, how are they getting out of here? And then here comes Dorian Brock, and we're like, hi? Thanks? Pretty intense chapters. Any thoughts as I start going into 1107?
Oh, good. No. Keep going. Keep hustling.
So I'm gonna keep as we keep hustling.
Oh, I love the cover page in 1107 with the Jaguar. Wow.
Yeah, well, the snow leopard's about to get lit up because Beppo's jealous. But we have the giant pirate crew. Here we come to ruin your day. Here we come to ruin your day. And I can't wait to get to meet all these different Chads as we get into Elbath, because they are here to mess things up.
I just want Usopp to be a giant, somehow like eat like something and then he's like a giant with them. That'd be great.
We'll see where Elbath gets to, especially as they're drinking on that absinthe. Oh yeah.
Right. Loki, it has to be Loki doing all this trouble and mischief.
I forgot.
But anyway, we'll get to there.
During this, Zoro is still fighting Lucci, but this is where we understand that he wasn't really fighting him, but just like holding him off. And now Jinbei's like, stop playing with the kitty, and he's like, okay. And then Sanji said something to assault him, and he's just like, okay, fine. Poof, let's go. That was funny. But the most important thing that comes out of this, especially now that St. J. Garcia Saturn is dead, is the fact that she touched him.
Oh my god. Doug, okay. I just like to get Doug wrestled back in. What do you think? What do you think Kat is gonna do once she, like she touched Jace Garcia? Now she can copy his looks. What is she gonna do next? Do you think? Do you have any ideas? Like how she's gonna use that to her advantage? Oh, maybe no, never mind. He might be gone.
No,
So Green, same question. Oh,
ready for the question, so you gotta give
so Green, question to you then.
Depending on how her powers work, so how much can she copy? Can she copy his abilities? Is she able to copy that? Or is he just his appearance she's able to copy?
Question.
Even in his appearance, is she able to copy? If she touched him in the demon mode, in the demon form, but is she able to copy his normal appearance as in human form as well? So is she able to use his powers or change form, even though she touched one form? So depending on that, there are a lot of stuff she can do. She can go and wreak havoc in a lot of places, because only the Marines, the ones available when he died, and Imu, and then the Gorosei know that he's dead. So she can even go into Marijoa and wreak havoc without anyone knowing, except if the Gorosei knows.
I didn't even think about that part. She could just turn into St. J. Garcia Saturn and just be like, hey, entire town, go to Folalet. Send all of your food to Folalet Island. Hey, CP0, you don't know that this guy's dead yet. Assassinate all of those kings. This is the King Cobra Bon Clay incident on steroids.
She can go to the Marine headquarters.
Oh, wait a minute. Question. You know Absalon?
Yeah.
Are we still talking about Katarina Devon? Because I've been researching while we've been talking about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Absalon. She used her devil fruit powers to pose as Absalon. Did she ever turn invisible?
No, that was... Oh, because you're talking about replicating the powers. Shiryu has the fruit, but we don't know if she could replicate the powers of the person that is now deceased.
Well, the question is, did she go invisible and then reappear as Absalom in front? That's the question, because if that's true, then we'd know if she could replicate the devil fruits or not.
I think that's a really, really good point.
Let me look. I'm going to have to look at that. What chapter, though? Yeah, see, now I'm going to have to go down a rabbit hole here.
Got visitors.
Let's see.
It's not time for the work yet.
I know.
Yeah.
They try early, so I let them come through. They're thankfully, when Cloud was a puppy, he probably wouldn't be able to do all this. But Hagrid's old enough; he's not going to come knock over stuff. So, but
let me look at
let's see here.
It's you're taking forever to finish this stream.
Yeah,
literally.
Quit talking to the box. But if he gets his butt scratched, he'll be fine.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Bubba, can you go lay down? Hagrid. Okay.
No, she doesn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, he's gonna stay a little bit longer. So as the chapter goes, 1108 at least has that breakdown of course, I start going back into work, and he's just like, I'm done. At least has the breakdown of Luffy holding off the St. J. Garcia Saturn and Kizaru, but that is also the fatal blow, or what would be the fatal blow, to Vegapunk, and thus kicking off what is about to be a wild live stream. Are y'all ready for the live stream that's about to change all of One Piece?
Oh, right.
Yeah, you forgot about that, didn't you? It wasn't even that long ago. It wasn't.
The coffee review live stream.
The coffee review live stream. So in this is
not only that,
Go ahead.
It feels like a middle-aged man doing a live stream for the first time as well. It's like, yeah, he's like fumbling around. It's so funny.
I can't wait for the anime. The anime is about to make it so funny because it's gonna be so tragic. You're gonna have Vegapunk like dying. You're gonna hear his heartbeat. Hopefully he smiles. If he smiles, that would be cool. And then you're just gonna like cut to the lab, and you're just gonna hear beep, beep, zzz, zzz, initiating. Surely the audience will like this. It was so funny and so confusing. But yes, as they decide and discuss how long it's going to be, and then the absolute freak out of it being relayed all over the world. That is wild. I'm glad they didn't take an hour for the setup, and that they just decided on 10 minutes. But this is when everyone in the room of power was just like, we need to get there now. This is about to get crazy. And I would say this is where all hell quite literally breaks loose. Would you say that is the same?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone go.
Yeah. So we're now starting Drew's favorite part, around the world. And now we get into seeing everyone around the world hearing the message of Vegapunk. So we first see Leo and Rebecca. We then go to the Goa Kingdom and Windmill Village in the East Blue. We go to Iceberg and see all of that stuff. We're going everywhere. And it is so cool that this old dude is just bumbling trying to get this stream started with himself. With his own wisdom and his own goodness. This old man is talking to himself.
Hey, it's hard to be the first of your kind, you know.
Hey,
Paris Hilton will tell you it's hard to be the first influencer.
well, here's the thing though, because this technically wasn't the first live stream. It was Buggy's during the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Buggy's the OG.
What was the Marineford War?
Yeah.
Buggy was the first live streamer. And then Vegapunk stole his idea.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Unoriginal idea, Vegapunk. Jeez. Let's see here. Luffy.
There better be a Buggy cam during the end war, you know. So I guess they're going, and we'll get the One Piece, and he's like getting closer and closer.
We just had. I'll admit that gave me so much anxiety during, because I'm just like, get back to the fight. But I can go back and enjoy that part of the story. But I was like, Oda, this is not the time. Get this clown off my screen. 1109. The other girls say make landfall, and it becomes very, very. We're all like, all right, is it gonna be the same? Are they gonna be different? And we find out that they are in fact different.
Oh, the smoke cloud. That was insane. We're like, what is this?
Because 1110 was Starfall. And in Starfall, that is when all the other celestial dragons, not celestial dragons, the other Gorosei make landfall in their forms, where you already have the Gyuki, which is Senji Garcia Saturn, Itsumade, the bird, which is Marcus, who gets blown away. And when we get to him just pouting in the room, it's just so funny.
Yeah, he might hit. That's my favorite, like, looking Gorosei in their power, like the eagle guy. I think that's how that one looks the best.
I think the Bakotsu, which is Hoshiro, which his is the best.
You can just imagine they get called and they're like, oh my god, this guy is terrible. I can't believe he just called us in. You couldn't handle this? You know, they're like all like pissed. They're like, alright, that means it's on then. You know. Anyway.
You have a worm.
Then you have the worm. And then the worm guy's like, thank God I got some action. Thank you for using it. I knew you'd need me.
Oh man, I'm just so glad you guys are on land. If this is a sea battle,
oh yeah, we're done. Right.
Just an Alaskan bullworm. I cannot wait for this in the anime. Like, we're probably gonna take a lot of time off in the anime during this time so they can have like a week or two to start prepping. But this is, it's gonna be very scary, like very scary time. this is Venus, and they're so effective. Venus Giro automatically takes out the M3s that are destroying ships. Mars just immediately heads for the stage. The worm goes underground. No.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. Even Luffy's like, it's an earthworm. At this time, Sanji gives Zoro the ultimate inspiration. I'm not gonna lie. Before every battle, I think that it should be official that Sanji should insult Zoro, and Zoro's just gonna win in the first 5 minutes. I think that's fair to say. We can go ahead and just
yeah, we need that. He will make it way more. He will make him way more efficient.
Just like before every fight, he just like, hey, Mosshead, 3 sword styles is dumb. What? Put him on bandana. It's like, okay. Because I say that because in that moment he does the Hoova spot hunt, which is quite disrespectful. Using a spot hunt attack on a spotted cat, who is in awakened Zoan form, mind you. So Zoro beats a awakened Zoan user.
Confirmed.
Let's see here. We have, and this is.
But he's already. Wait a minute. Wait, King. King was an awakened Zoan.
I don't think he was.
Oh my God, was he?
I think I think he was. You can't be Kaido's right hand man without knowing the ins and outs of your devil fruit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That doesn't sound very factual for me. It sounds more like a personal thought. I don't know if he was. Like, if he doesn't have the ring, which is now becoming the theme with Awakened Zoans, guys. Like, that's the determined.
No.
So, even
is it in the fandom? The wiki.
So I wouldn't confirm that or deny it if we haven't heard it. If anyone in the chat is watching the stream, let us know if you know, or if you don't know, which one it is. We're about an hour in, so I'll try and pick it up a little bit as we're going through. 11:10 ends with Luffy meeting Dory the same way he met him in Little Garden, and that is murdering a monster to let him fall out of its neck. So that is a thing. We'll connecting piece there. Lucci's defeated. Big Boar has a big roar.
Yeah.
11-11. He never did that multiple times, but his tusks turned into swords when he was attacking giants. So, I don't really know what his monster is, but the Ginshi, it's a war pig. So, yeah, turning tusks into blades. That was a thing that was never really touched on.
Oh, that's because they sawed his tusks off, and it's actually a devil fruit inserted into his tusks. So that's a second. They just attached to him, so it's a different ability.
Well, let's chalk that up to an idea. How about that?
Okay.
We end with Iron Giant on the move, just being like, "Joy Boy, sorry." I really hope we get more out of Emmett. I really do. Like that just felt very glossed over. Actually, I'll just say it rushed. It felt very rushed. Oh, that is such a cool shot. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot how cool. I'm sorry. Venus Juro in his hybrid form is by far the coolest. Like this dude. And there's blood on the blade. Oh,
I like how long it is.
That's what she said.
Ah.
Got hard aspects. Let's see here.
No, just really quick on 11-12 at the end when Usopp, I forget, gets some hits in on a Gorosei, doesn't he? Oh no, that's in the next chapter.
He gets hits on a Gorosei. Not only that, but remember, Frankie Strong writes Red King? You just like, bleh. Frankie just, that's a vice admiral. And then you had Bonnie like, beating up the otter bro, which wasn't good. Stop! This just looks wrong. Let's see here. Live stream continues. This is the coffee review part. We also find out that we cannot blow everything up at the same time. And what is the confirmation on this one? This is where Stussy and Kaku are talking. Yep, pretty straightforward in 11-12. Nothing really that stands out other than the horse Juro in his silhouette, but oh, this is one of my favorite cover pages too.
I kind of would have liked Nami playing chess a little bit better, but I think Robin's is more like interesting though.
Well, Robin would be more apt to it. Nami is definitely the queen. I feel like everyone kind of plays in very well for their part.
Yeah, especially with Zoro Sanji and then Jinbei Frankie as the Brooks,
bishops, and bishops. Yeah.
Brooke is a Brooke. Makes sense, and Usopp's a Brooke. Yeah, everything's great.
The Vega brain. Going back around the world, you've got Mary with the facial hair. You've got Kaya. Hey, girl. Hi. Laboon. Around the world, it's been a lot of fun. Again, this dude who's like, it's been decades since I saw Vegapunk. Who are you, old man? Forgot about that dude. Are they related? Are they not? And then the message starts happening. Sanji gets a hit off, but not before being creepy, unfortunately. And then you have, let's see here, Bonnie going giant. Giant-like future. Again, it's based off of futures. I hear Segrein about on the past element. Not really. I feel like there's a way that works in this world at the same time. Definitely love Caesar and Judge being upset that they're the ones who can't. Oh, I wanted to kill Vegapunk. The information being unloaded definitely brings us to a place where we're starting to understand a little bit more about what's about to be revealed, especially with the big dump as far as the Vegapunk live stream. But to Drew's discussion earlier, 11-13 is where you have Brooke, Usopp, Nami, and Chopper. Chopper tanks a poison jab attack from a Gorosei. Is guard point confirmed to be able to low diff a Gorosei attack? Could Chopper have blocked the attack from Big Mom and Kaido? I don't know now.
Yes.
What are you saying, Doug?
Absolutely.
Chopper could have blocked that attack, the Hakaku sovereignty from Big Mom. And
oh yeah. Yeah.
You heard it here, first, folks. Chopper could have blocked it. Zoro only had a few broken bones. The world is going to...
Here's the thing with...
Go ahead. What'd you say?
The thing with... I can agree with that because the thing with defense on One Piece, it is not predicated. It is not really predicated upon strength, because we can see these guys Bartolomeo's barrier.
Man.
So much for what those possibilities could be.
I'm just gonna say, Usopp has a lot of ground to cover, considering that his dad did more in one panel than Usopp's ever done in his entire life.
We'll get there, but that's part of, I would say that's now part of the Elbath arc, actually. So who knows? There may be a pretty cool juxtaposition that Usopp does something similar at the very end of Elbath. Doubt it, but yeah. That could be cool.
Since his dad actually did it at the beginning.
Vegapunk's words, and this is another reason why Egghead as a whole is really starting to cement itself into that top 3. It's changing. It's causing a ripple effect in the heads of people. So in this Void Century, what is that? Like for for Celestial Dragons to start having to ask these questions and are starting to have to, or not have to, but are starting to look into that. Where are we going to go as options? So also another reason this arc is top tier. Page 12, you get to see Shushu in Orangetown in all his glory. So Around the World is paying dividends. We're getting to see it all the cool stuff. And that ends with Joy Boy being known as the very first pirate, which is then and I remember freaking out because that seems like the first time the word the pirate was used. So now pirate may not be what our terminology of pirate is, which is someone who goes out into the sea and lives their life. It could just be a rebel. It could just be someone who fights against the status quo. It could be any of those things, and we have just been, okay, this is what pirate means, because it's gone along so far of what we've known. We have a lot of epic panels in this. This is Pieces of a Continent. You have Horse Joe slicing the head in half. This is when everyone starts falling out, and then the big worm sucks them all up. Just take that however you will. As well as the depiction of Vega. Oh, we get Nojiko. I missed her. See ya, hey girl. And as well as the realization that the world is rising, the world sea level is rising, and that the big indication of that is the blasts from this war that never came to an end.
The 900-year war.
A 100-year war. Which became the it's the Millennial War.
900 now.
It's 900 now. It's the Millennial War. Inner conflict. We have Vivi going missing. All the freakouts. Oh, this is one of the really crucial parts. Elizabello the Third, King.
Oh, my favorite character.
Name, one of them, yes, must be, is already questioning. Lucia's gone. We don't have a report. Go check. This. I love that we don't cut to any king. We cut to one that we know is steadfast, strong, and is a man. Like, we know it. We know that. So, in that, Elizabella III is going to get down to this and help us all move forward as a people. And then we get, Edison telling Stussy that she could release her pet giraffe. And unfortunately, again, Drew is correct that they did just want to be friends. I hate when they just want to be friends, but I guess they just want to be friends. And they just let him run. They just let her run. In that, what do we got? Vegapunk's apology to the world. I forgot he did apologize to the world, but I guess it seems like he did in fact do that, as well as not Sengoku. Yeah, Sengoku. Sengoku over here just just stress eating crackers. Just poor dude.
Me?
It's just like, what is he gonna tell him? He's gonna tell him everything. And he even says, does he even say that? You're going to choke. Yeah, he's just going through it as a former fleet admiral. Let's see here. Ending with Rayleigh drinking himself into a stupor because hey, he's telling them all the fun. He's telling them all the fun. 11:17. Oh, I forgot that Neko is the head of the Yakuza. I forgot that's where Neko was. So now Neko is head of the Yakuza. 11:17 is, let's see here. We start off with a lot of returns and a lot of Round the Worlds. And this is the famous Round the World that this group missed. I don't remember who was with me and Drew, but this is why we will never again not look at a panel in everyone's time. Because freaking Don Krieg and
right.
and Pearl make their returns. I'm sorry, guys. That was absolutely wild.
Oh yeah, right there. There, page 2.
Yep. It's absolutely crazy that Don Krieg is back. We were probably freaking out because we had Nolan. What was his name? Mont Blanc Nolan? I want to say his name was. But we had him. He's doing good. And then we had Colby's declaration, which is another reason why I really like this chapter. Because this is where he's just like, oh, Luffy, we can't let you have your dream. Drake's alive. That revealed.
Yeah.
Smoker's out there driving around. Let's see.
First time we've seen Smoker in a while.
We had this is another Drew call of the Katetsu's reacting to each
years. Other. Been waiting years for this.
Drew's been waiting a long time for this one. The Katetsu's reacted. And we know that because both of them said simultaneously Katetsu. Which is wild to me. So, Zoro versus Horstro, already setting up, already confirmed. We have everyone getting ready to launch. The Giants literally jump the ships. This looks like a straight up mugging. This panel looks like a mugging if I've ever seen one. That's wild. That is a wild panel. They are just going to town on all of those boats. And I'm pretty sure the guy who's right here with these little curly mustaches is the one who's like, absinthe is a hell of a drink. It's about to knock you out. Pretty sure that's the one. Let's see here. You got Doll coming in, her rock and roll blaster. That's my girl. That's my girl. Can't think of anything else except for Vegapunk's his message gets interrupted because he says the power of D, and that's when he gets wrecked by Workery as the Borkery, and that's when the transmission cuts out. So one of the longer streams, and just like similar to us, sometimes he got foxied and the stream got interrupted. Next chapter.
Oh yeah.
Next chapter is what pissed off the entire One Piece community, because now there can be 2 Joy Boys or Joy people, Joy persons. But we were also able to rejoice at Baby Doll, at Young Doll, Young Bluegrass, and a young. I think she commandeered one of those Sea Kings. So I think these next few chapters, the next chapters really are the culmination of everyone getting to the space So we've got we're blasting off Warcry. We have Kaku. Is it old? It's not Old Yeller when he's just go. I don't need you anymore. So Kaku's telling Susie to just go before Lucci kills her, and then we have Mars blasting off again. So this chapter was fun. The stream started picking back up because it's the snail started coming back online. We even what's this guy's name? Guillermo. No, not Guillermo. What was the name of the dude with the in the box? Well, I want to say it started with a G. Let's see here. Atlas. Oh, okay. I forgot all about this. So I completely forgot that Clover came to talk to Vegapunk when they were younger.
All right.
And we got that realization that one, Clover was still indeed a Chad. Look at that beard. But two, that he is a member of the D clan.
Why? Okay.
It's a revelation, but it's also one of like, what impact does this have? Now we just see now there are a lot more people who have this moniker.
Here's a wild question. Is Clover the man marked by flames?
If he's alive still, kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, sure. I like it. But it probably served more of a vice if he died. But I'll take it.
I mean, we can say that with a lot of people, but hey.
Right.
It's one where I love One Piece, but Oda does lean on the fact that it's the shonen way too often, and that's the whole death stuff. Even though Bleach is in the same category. Anyway, 1120 is when.
Yeah, this is also the chapter where we learn that the Sunny doesn't go as far. The Coup de Burst has like an actual distance that it goes, right?
So
I'm like, what? I thought it could just go past the horizon.
Yep. So Edison extended it out a little bit, but also Atlas. Oh, that's why it's named Atlas. I was like, why is this chapter called Atlas? This is the Atlas sacrifice when they're like, we can't. He's in the way. He's gonna slice a ship. And then Lilith's like, we need to stay, and Atlas like, shut up, and just like, what? Puts her to sleep. Good idea in the moment. Probably should have told everyone what the idea was. But in that, she knocked her offline, and then they took off. She got cut in half, and that's when York was like, I'm the only one. There can only be one Vegapunk. Pretty straightforward as far as everything else happening. We thought that Emmett was gonna do something cool, but he's all rusted up, so his like little robot monster bombs was like, oh no, this is awkward. Then his arm got bitten off by the bullworm. Let's see here. Nothing else really of that chapter. It had a really high, but the low it started to like peak. I'd probably say, as we're starting to like get out of the area. Upheaval of the era. Very straightforward. Like a lot of just transitions. But the big
Last page is cool.
Well, again, the big thing of this is the declaration of the 12 who are after the seat. So we know the top 4. Emu, there's a random person down there that we're like, who's that?
Shanks' twin.
Shanks' twin. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like that we also got Kobe's. We're gonna get Kobe's declaration as far as he's going after the One Piece. We have Dragon's declaration. We have the Marine's understanding. That now the only other thing is Kuzan and his understandings. You have the Flame Emperor. What does that mean for Sabo? And then you also have St. J. Garcia Saturn, who becomes the Gorosei later on. Spoiler alert again, but
Yeah, he has like ambition. None of the other Gorosei seem to not have ambition. They're just like, okay, we're good in our seats. You know, he seems to like want something more, doesn't he?
seems like it. So I feel this is when we're getting to the very end. I think we're actually in our final chapter or two. So time is right. Yeah, because we're on chapters 1127, was going to be 128. So time is right. So now we have, the most epic part. The redrawing of Horikoshi Senpai's submission to the writer's corner 22 years ago. For those who do not know and are watching it, Horikoshi-san is the mangaka of My Hero Academia, and drew a very old photo of Smoker that he submitted to Usopp's drawing corner 22 years ago. And on the day of My Hero's last chapter, Oda redrew his submission. This is why I love being a part of One Piece for so long, because I remember seeing that drawing in the corners like a long time ago, and now to like know who that person became, it's so cool. It's really cool. So in that, just wanting to elevate that. Pretty cool aspect of how this all ends. But as we start wrapping everything up, Buggy makes his direct declaration, even enthralls all of his people. Kobe, Luffy, I have to stop your dream. Blackbeard, about to find out a lot of interesting things, as far as from our favorite swamp guy. And as we wrap up, we have the hockey bomb of all hockey bombs, where Emmett charges up what looks to be a knot of hockey, a hockey knot, if you will, similar to the weather from Witheria. So that also starts to understand, is hockey now this form of energy, similar to how like the winds and all that stuff. And in that, he let out a Supreme King Blast from the actual Joy Boy, is what we're led to understand, which literally pushed them all back into Morijois, or out of their forms, and some of them back to Morijois, with leaving Joy Boy just shaken. And one of the funnier panels in all of this chapter, which is the pout face. Aw. There we go. Okay, not let me go all the way down, but Mars has one of the better pout faces you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, no, I see it.
Because he's just so upset. Just because he's the one that got bounced out by the balloon and never came back.
Right.
This is so sad. But the Mary has arrived, and we say goodbye to Emmett. And let's see here. I don't know if it officially ends with the Void Fortnight, because that's when they had their ultimate triumph. We understand that Vegapunk basically found out about York and gave himself amnesia during that time. Or what is 1124?
Because they're like landed, and so then I feel like 1124 might be,
Yeah, 1124 I would say is it, because you also have the final aftermath of Kizaru yelling at Akainu. So I would say 1124 is the official end of Elbath. And they have their "we won" Kampai, the toast. So
yes,
1124. So we are officially done with OP Man. Thanks for stopping by. We are officially done overviewing all the chapters of the Egghead arc. I still am in the mindset this is top 3 for me. I think we at the very end of the year we could probably do something fun where we do a full ranking. We go back, but I'm definitely, after everything, I do still feel top 3.
Top 3, I'd say number 3, Alabasta and maybe Marineford, or sorry, okay, Alabasta and Water 7. There you go. Boom.
Well, if I'm looking at them individually, Water 7 and Innie's Lobby get there because they're combined, but if they're separate, I wouldn't put them up there.
Then let's combine them.
We'll do that for the argument, okay? So, if there are any thoughts on where Egghead ranks for you, for those who are listening back, feel free to let us know.
What do you think, Sagreen?
Yeah, Sagreen, Bullet, what are y'all's thoughts? How does it rank? How does it hold up?
I think it's top 5.
You're going top 5?
What beats it?
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit of. I'll try to keep a little bit of flexibility, but if I'm to be like a bit more rigid, I'll say top 3, but nothing below top 5.
I think it's gonna be fun doing we all rank them and then come back in and have we all get points, and then if someone's like, I want to put all 20 of my points towards Arabasta, and then I can still have an opinion, but my points aren't really tabulated. I think it'll be fun to really just try and figure out which one is definitive top 3 with those S tier are, because I'm impelled down Egghead, and then it's one where I feel like personally it shifts between I would say Arlong Park and probably Dressrosa as that like third one. Like for example, in my top 10, Drum Island will always be there because that's where One Piece became part of who I was. I still have to say I'll probably always still have Amazon Lily in my top 10 just because that's where Luffy truly like hockey bombed everything, and I remember just losing my mind in that dormitory, just being like, what did he just do? But then like Sabati literally traumatized me for an entire summer. Wouldn't put that in the top, but arguably one of the funniest moments in One Piece. Like Sanji's what is it? What is the guy, the flying fish flyers, and how that guy looked like Sanji's wanted poster, and how Oda was messing around with Sanji's wanted poster from all the way back then. Like, it's just so funny. It's so funny. And like, is it Dalton? No. Duval. And Duval's like freak out over that. So one of the funniest moments in One Piece. So love that dynamic. I mean, it's interesting. Like Skypiea is higher up on my list now, not only because of context, but because I'm older and I can appreciate it a little bit more. So it's definitely gonna be interesting and difficult.
Skypiea is at the top of my list because of how deep it goes in the story. Like, the more we get into the story, the more connected Skypiea seems to be. So that is why it's at the top of my list. But another one that I'm thinking of, so I don't think the Luffy's flashback, his childhood, where are we to put that in the is a bit past Marineford. So is it at the Marineford arc, or is it its own separate arc?
I classified that as its own separate arc because it's more of that interchange between Luffy's backstory. I always sell those as different because Marineford ended at Marineford and then post Marineford arc or however you want to call it.
Yeah, probably. So that is at one of the top for me, one of the top arcs. Probably because it happened just after Ace's death, and just seeing just like Bonnie's flashback, Bonnie's backstory, Bonnie and Kuma, it gave Egghead a lot of weight for us to put it at the top. So that is how that backstory is for me.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that we didn't really necessarily have to deal with on this stream, but last stream it was a lot of, well, they're going through it. We went through what Kuma went through and his coming ups and watching him die and all of that. So though Egghead was just all around this. It brought a lot of things together, but opened up so many more questions. We now know what's happening with the world. We now have a better understanding for why not only Tequila Wolf, but Rum Wolf, Vodka Wolf, and there's a fourth one. Bourbon Wolf. Why they're being constructed. Literally, it feels like the war was Joy Boy wants to do this, and they're like, no, we just want to build tall. Let's build something, or stretch it up. And it felt like that was the fight, because he did that to Wano. Here's the ground. We're gonna stretch this up, create these barriers, and everyone is up here now. As opposed to
at least the nobles
make it. Any other rounding thoughts on the stream? How Egghead really wrapped up? Bullet, how does it rank for you as far as top 5, top 10? What beats it out in the top 3, or however you have it like that? So, we've gone for an hour and 30. We can go for another 10, 15 and wrap up.
10. Okay.
Are you ready to wrap up?
Yeah, well, I thought we were already wrapped up. that's what we were doing. But I
just wanted to give final thoughts on everything. So
okay, I can do that. Doug, are you there?
You're probably
okay. That was my question. First of all, second of all, okay. Now, Egghead's over. Okay, I say this is how we round out. What do we? Okay, Elbaf, right? The last chapter, they just drank a bunch of bad grog. And now, they're not hallucinating because Usopp got punched in the face. Usopp made sure to show us that he was not hallucinating. Okay, so this is all realsies, and the animals are a little bigger. So this has to be. Now the question is Loki a giant or is Loki a human-sized human?
I'm going with giant.
I think he's a giant, even if he might not be as big as the regular your rando giant. I still think he's a giant. Also, regarding with the hallucination part, as a lot of people are pointing out, there is too much inconsistency to say that it is that is the actual what is happening, or they are all hallucinating in their own ways, or someone is messing with their mind. So you
don't have consistent hallucinations. Sorry.
No, but the inconsistency is in the chapter. I mean.
Oh right, because the sword misplacements.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think they're still in some kind of weird fantasy realm that can still affect you, even if you even though it's a hallucination, you can still get.
Yeah, exactly. what if it is hallucination, but then since it wasn't Nami that got hit, it was Usopp that got hit. So it is in her hallucination.
Oh,
She's seeing Usopp getting hit, but then it is in her own hallucination. So it looks real to her.
And remember what Zoro said at the end? It didn't feel very Zoro-ish. Now, the more that I'm thinking about it, more and more, it's all like very, imaginary. Very, yeah. Anyway, so I do like the idea that they're still hallucinating, but.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Luffy using a gear third attack with while yelling out gear fourth.
Oh yeah, the wrong gear. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were like different weapons. Like Nami had a sword, and then she didn't. There were a lot of things that were just like, okay, is this part of the environment, or is this like an editor thing that they just didn't notice? Which it could be both. Like it could actually be both. So, I think. Any thoughts as I think we're good as far as we're all in agreement top 3. And if anyone has any thoughts in the chat, go ahead and let us know. Be sure to like the stream. It really does help us out. I am very sad because last week we were freaking out because we thought we had 4 chapters in a row, and we were all giddy. And we're like, 4 chapters in a row. And then last night it was just like, I guess we're not. So hopefully next week, it looks like we have 7 days. So it's not going to be a funky Monday chapter. So it looks like we'll be back on Sunday. Thankfully on that. And any thoughts on what we're going to get next chapter? I'm kind of convinced.
Loki.
Kind of convinced we're going to meet Loki. I actually think we're going to find out where Chopper is, and that's probably going to be with Loki. And we're going to follow Chopper. So I think Chopper is going to be on his own. And I think we have the kids, the adults, and then Chopper is a pet somewhere. So that's kind of where I'm going with.
Right. I like that idea.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Segrain, Doug, any thoughts on that?
Nothing really, because I'm just curious to see what Oda will do.
Same. Very same. All right. I am going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Thank you all for joining us. I'm the DarkBriton of the Runaway Warlords. And always remember, Nakama, that anime is adulting. Stay reckless, everyone.